In North America, more than 700 bird species nest, and the differences in their behavior are interesting and intricate. Species make partners, build nests, lay eggs, and raise their young in a wide variety of ways. This is a broad summary of the avian nesting cycle. Enjoy watching these amazing creatures. Throughout the year, most birds utilize the length of the day to determine the season. When the number of hours of daylight reaches a specific threshold, physiological changes in birds occur, preparing them for breeding. Most birds, particularly those in temperate areas, time their breeding activities so that they may feed their nestlings when food is plentiful. Birds, on the other hand, must choose a nesting territory long before the nestlings arrive. Non-migratory animals can either keep their existing area or create a new one in the spring. As soon as they arrive in the spring, migratory birds begin looking for and defending a territory. Territories provide prospective nesting places, consistent food sources, and predator protection. Birds try to attract mates while their territories are being disputed. Males are chosen by females in most species depending on their overall quality and vigor. Males promote their potential as a mate by displaying brilliant breeding plumage during courtship displays, bringing food to females, demonstrating their nest-building abilities, and singing, drumming, or calling during courtship displays. Most species' social pair connections keep males and females together during the breeding season, however promiscuity is not unusual. It is possible for various males to father nestlings in the same nest. Some species males can have multiple mates at the same time. Nests provide a secure environment for the development of eggs and young birds. Although each species has its own distinct nest style, bird nests are extremely diverse. Some birds don't build nests at all, preferring to lay their eggs in a scrape in the ground. Other birds use natural materials like grass, leaves, dirt, lichen, and fur, as well as man-made materials like paper, plastic, and yarn to build their nests. Nests can be found practically anywhere. On the ground, in trees, in burrows, on cliff faces, in and on man-made structures, and so on. Nests are usually built by females, however they can also be built by both parents or only the male. Males' internal testes enlarge to 1,000 times their normal size during the breeding season due to hormonal changes. Females' ovaries and oviducts get larger in preparation for egg fertilization and development. During copulation, the male's cloaca makes contact with the female's cloaca and ejects sperm. The sperm make their way to the oviduct, where they are kept for a long time. If all goes well, the sperm enter the ovums, eggs, wall, and fertilization occurs. The eggshell grows during the initial stage of embryonic development, and colors are added last. Because ovulation and laying take around 24 hours, female birds can only lay one egg every day. Depending on the species, a female's total number of eggs she can deposit in a single nesting effort varies greatly. Many tropical birds, for example, lay clutches of only 2 or 3 eggs. Wood ducks, for example, can lay up to 15 eggs in a single nesting effort. Clutch size varies greatly among individuals of the same species, depending on food and calcium availability, latitude, female age, weather, and season. Bird eggs vary greatly in size, shape, color, and texture, both within and between species. Birds incubate their eggs to ensure that they develop normally at the right temperature. Female songbirds often begin incubation after they have finished laying all of their eggs, ensuring that they hatch at roughly the same time. Herons, cranes, cormorants, and hawks, for example, begin incubation as soon as the first egg is laid, therefore their eggs may hatch on different days. Both males and females incubate eggs in some species, such as the black-headed grosbeak. The length of incubation varies per species, but in general, the larger the bird, the longer the incubation period. Songbirds and most seabirds have altricial young, which are blind, featherless, and helpless when they hatch. Altricial birds can do little more than open their mouths and beg for food just after hatching. They stay in the nest so that their parents can feed and protect them while they grow. Most altricial birds cannot regulate their own body temperature during their first week of life and must be constantly brooded, kept warm, by their parents. Their eyes are normally open by the end of the first week, and their feathers are starting to develop. Nestlings can grow tremendously at this time, tripling their body weight several times. Nestlings' parents are constantly foraging for food to keep up with their demands. The increased activity and begging cries of nestlings can attract predators, making this a very perilous time for both adults and young birds. Most songbirds are ready to leave the nest after 2 or 3 weeks. Other species, such as raptors, may remain in the nest for up to 8 weeks. Precocial birds, on the other hand, spend very little time in the nest and are frequently spotted moving around in search of food with their parents just hours after hatching. Although most birds only breed once a year, some species, such as the American robin, can have as many as 4 or 5 nests in a single breeding season. Young birds often stay near to their parents for a brief time after fledging, leaving the nest. Young birds must learn to survive on their own during this stage and are extremely vulnerable to predators and famine. The first year is the most difficult. Nearly all bird species lose more than half of their young in the first year. Birds who make it to adulthood, on the other hand, have a much better chance of surviving another year.